Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. It is December 6th, 2023. Happy birthday, Macy Gray. The one-hit wonder on Fun 107, turning 56 years old today. Craig Newmark. He is the founder of Craig's List, and he is 71 years old today. Jo Beth Williams, the mom on Poltergeist. She is 75 years old. Alec Baldwin got thrown off an American Airlines flight 12 years ago today because he refused to put away his phone. He was playing Words with Friends and couldn't stop. Dane Cook's sister-in-law and half-brother ordered to pay back $12 million they admitted to stealing while managing the comedian. That was 13 years ago today. Slavery was abolished with a constitutional amendment on this date in 1865. And the real Saint Nick died on this date. 342, he'd give dowries for poor brides so they could get married. And that's how he became known. Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. And Kelly Bates over in the ABC 6 Weather Center says we could see some scattered snow showers this morning, depending upon where you are listening, but no accumulation expected at all. Highs up near 40, not quite into the 40s. And we are at 32 now.
Bringing your taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast. And we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with Maddie's entertainment update on the Michael and Maddie Show.
Well, you may have thought it was over, but it is now officially over. The Hollywood actors strike. The votes all in and counted for. Last night they were counted up, and members of the Actors Union SAG-AFTRA voted yes on the new contract that they won after 3 months and 26 days of striking. 78% of voting to approve, with 22% voting against. And while that's a clear majority, it's not quite as overwhelming as the approval numbers when the Writers Guild voted on their contract, 99% voting yes. And turnout from the actors didn't really pack a house. 38% of SAG-AFTRA members ended up voting. But the union is in celebration mode, declaring in their statement that the deal includes more than $1 billion in new compensation and benefits. So I'm assuming we will see some new laws in place about AI, maybe?
I can't believe it wasn't even over yet. I mean, maybe that's why the people didn't show up to vote, because they probably all thought it was all over.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think what was over was they finally put a contract in front of them.
And everybody agreed about it.
And everybody was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You can send that to the House or whatever. But it was officially official last night when all the votes were counted and tallied and all that good stuff.
Wow.
So.
Well, that's good that that's officially behind us.
Stranger Things. New season.
About time.
It's coming. I'm so excited. But yeah, it's very exciting. And a lot of new projects are going to come their way. There's probably so many specials, movies, and TV shows that have basically flopped in the past year. I was on Netflix the other day and didn't even realize that Kevin Hart had a new special. Didn't even realize. I was like, "Whoa, okay."
So I'm gonna just had one.
I'm gonna watch that later. Well, yeah, it's like a new one.
No,
like very recently, a new one. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even hear about this one." Okay. And then there was like a couple other movies that I didn't even hear about. I'm like, man, that stinks. Like, these are going to flop.
Hopefully there's a backlog of movies that are going to come out now, and shows that are going to come out now that just, they were there, almost done, and they never got finished. So, like, Hollywood could use that right now. Some good stuff.
You know what seems perfectly timed? Beetlejuice, that new movie.
Yeah.
It started filming at just the right time.
Right.
That'll be a good one. So this was really cool. Variety got two of the biggest stars from this year together to interview each other. Margot Robbie and Cillian Murphy. We're talking about Oppenheimer and Barbie. They sat down together and shared their experiences together about being the stars of two of the biggest movies of the year. But leave it to Margot Robbie to ask the question that we all wanted to know about. And honestly, it had nothing to do with Oppenheimer. It had everything to do with Peaky Blinders.
Can I ask something off topic?
Sure.
Can we please talk about Tommy Shelby just for like 1 minute?
Sure, if you like, yeah.
Is there going to be a spin-off movie?
I'm open to the idea.
Really?
I've always thought that if there's more story to tell, I'm totally open to the idea. But, I also do think it was a kind of perfect... It's kind of sometimes hard to kind of move into the film format. And I do like the ambiguity of the ending. But I'm always open to like a great script. Who wouldn't be?
I would die. I would die.
Yeah, I was not a fan of how that show ended. Like, I could
Really?
definitely see... I would love to see a movie.
I haven't finished it yet. So don't.
No, I won't give up. I mean, there's nothing to give away. It
I
just
know.
kind of just ended.
Oh, that stinks.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
10 years he was on that show.
wild.
10
I really
years.
liked when I was watching that show, Peaky Blinders, like you could actually see him aging in the show in a very natural way. It was really cool.
All I'm saying is if Barbie is begging you to do a movie,
You do what Barbie
you
says.
do the movie. So hopefully that happens because that would be so cool. But their conversation was so much fun. It was all over the place. They asked about their careers and that sort of thing. Margot Robbie saying that apparently the producer of Oppenheimer specifically asked her to move the date of her movie. And was like,
They asked her?
They were like, we think that, I guess she was probably a producer as well. And they were saying, like, hey, you should probably move your movie date. And she said, if you're so scared, move your date.
Yeah.
And so nobody moved their date.
I
and
love
it was
it.
totally fine. And Cillian Murphy was
What do
like,
they call it? What was the nickname for that weekend?
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer. Yeah.
And Cillian said, wow, you have good instinct. Like, so great. So very cool conversation with variety. So that was nice.
Real quick, here's my question I would have asked if I was Margot Robbie. How many packs of cigarettes does he smoke a day? Or does he not even smoke?
They must be
They're just
fake
whole-
cigarettes,
You
right?
can't be smoking real cigarettes on a movie set.
That's what I'm saying. Like, watching Peaky Blinders, my lungs were dying just watching it.
Yeah, no, that's not real. Jamie Foxx has come a long way since experiencing a medical complication in April, and he made his first public appearance since being hospitalized earlier this year to accept the Vanguard Award. So that's cool. He accepted the Vanguard Award at the Critics' Choice Association celebration of cinema and television. And his surprise arrival on stage was met with more than a half a minute of applause. He got very emotional, saying, I've been through many, many things. He said he couldn't even walk 6 months ago. And he took a moment to collect himself and just thank everybody that supported him.
So it feels good to be here. I cherish every single minute now. It's different. It's beyond. I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy, because it's tough. When it's almost over, when you see the tunnel. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel. So I'm going to the right place.
Oh, man.
Leave it up to him to put some humor in there, too.
More entertainment news on the Fun 107 app and Bishop Stang. We've got a family that's part of your community coming up in a few minutes for our third holiday wish week. If you're a part of that Bishop Stang community, you don't want to miss this. Coming up in minutes, Fun 107, Michael and Maddie pairing up with the United Way of Greater New Bedford again to bring you another holiday wish week family. And today's family are the Shagnans, and they are from Fairhaven, and they have had just one thing after another thrown at them over the past year or two. The past really several years have been an adventure. And we got a chance to sit down with the Shagnon family and talk the other day. And the mom of the Shagnon family told us about what has been going on with them. And here we go.
He fell.
It talks about her husband, Dan, and a freak accident that happened with Dan.
He fell in a manhole while walking our dog right before last Christmas. Literally fell in, like cartoon, walking the dog. The thing flipped up. He fell into it. It fell on his legs. He got stuck. A car came around the corner and saw our dog and stopped. And they thought he was looking for change in the gutter originally. And he was like, no, I'm actually stuck. And so they helped him get out. They had to call an ambulance. They had to call the police to remove him from this. And he went to the hospital and spent the night in the hospital. I had no idea what was going on, but my son was up and saw the lights and was like, I'm just going to go see what's going on. It was his dad. It was right around the corner from our house. But Fairhaven has a policy that it's like a $5,000 stipend. Like that's as high as you can go for personal injury in Fairhaven. So it wouldn't even cover the medical bills for the night that he got taken in the ambulance and everything else. And then so there's nothing we could do about it. He missed.
So what street did this happen on?
Main and Route 6. So,
wow. So right by the high school.
Yep, right by the high school, right where that big brick building is. He was right there. So we called DPW, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and they came and put a cone on it.
So your husband works for a high school, right?
He does. He works for Stang. He's a custodian.
And so obviously this has probably sent him back there. Has he been able to get back to work yet?
So he was back to work pretty quickly. He didn't have a choice. Like that really wasn't much of an option as far as like he didn't have extra time off because he had just taken time off for me. I had heart surgery last year, and then I had a spleen aneurysm surgery, and then I had what we call Big Bertha, my giant kidney stone. It was like 18 millimeters in my left kidney. It was a fun year. We definitely had our challenges.
What do the kids at Stang know him as? What do they call him?
I don't know. I guess Mr. Shagnon. He's pretty specific about that. Like he's like toes the line of respect at all times. My husband's really old fashioned, very much like even like the kids' friends. I'll call him Mr. Shagnon.
And you have some kids at home, right?
We have 5 kids at home still. So we have a 19-year-old Sam who is on the autism spectrum. We have a 16-year-old at Bristol Aggie. And then we have the 3 girls who are 12, 10, and 8. Wow. It's insanity. I don't recommend it for the general population. It is not something for the faint of heart, but it is truly like what I was meant to do. We have 7 total. We have 2 children in the military that are away from home. So
I mean, is it hard to remember who ate?
No, because I just feed them all at the same time. And there's just like, there's always dishes. Someone's always missing a shoe, and there's never matched socks. Like, that's just kind of it's a lot.
The holidays are here. What is a couple things that you could use some help with to make the holidays a little brighter?
We do things simple. Like, we literally keep things simple because we've been so poor before. Like, we make it work. So like our kids only get 3 gifts each for Christmas. They get something they want, something they need, and something to share. So gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And that's been our policy since our kids were little. Keep it simple, and there's no expectations.
So you shared a couple of your medical stories.
Yeah, there's a lot of
those.
But
there's one in particular. You recently had a stroke.
I did. I had a stroke in 2019.
How has that affected your family, or just how you go through life?
Sorry.
No, take your time.
It's one of those things that kind of like infiltrates everything because you really take for granted the stuff you can just do. Like your everyday things. Like you don't think about putting your pants on in the morning. You don't think about tying your shoes. You don't think about the motor skills that you need to get in and out of the bathtub. I do a lot of compensating, but I'm exhausted quite quickly because it takes a lot to power this half of my body that doesn't necessarily want to do what it's supposed to do. Things as simple as walking up the stairs take extra energy just because I don't have the power in that leg. We're really lucky that we've got really great kids, and my husband and I are strong together. I'm sure there are other people who need this more than we do.
What's amazing about Holiday Wish is that we come across so many families, and typically these families say what you say. There's other families that are more deserving, but we're here to tell you that your guardian angels or whoever it is wants to help you this holiday. And I think if it's okay with you, Mom, we're going to try and get them more than 3 gifts this year. Your kids.
That'll be an interesting prospect for them. They've literally never had more than 3 gifts. They know we don't have a lot of money, so they don't have a lot of expectations.
So
there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
There's a lot going on with this family, a lot of health issues, and then through that all, you have 7 kids. I mean, without the health issues, 7 kids is a lot.
honestly,
And now you throw in the health issues. So bills are tight, and the thought of the holidays, I'm sure, is pretty intense. So we're going to try and knock off some things on their wish list. Anne-Marie suggested some good work boots for Dan, her husband. They enjoy camping together, so maybe some camping supplies. They need a reliable car, so maybe just like a car checkup could be helpful. Their 19-year-old Samuel looking to do driver's ed. So he is on the spectrum, so I guess it's been kind of tough. And I don't know if they can afford driver's ed, I think is the biggest issue. And then the 3 little girls. Annabelle loves outer space, so anything outer space related. Evie, big bookworm. She's reading at a college level. She's not even 10 yet.
Wow.
And Grace, a little fashionista. She loves fashion. But really, they're looking for clothes, bills, any sort of help you can make. And don't forget, any amount helps. So whatever you can afford to help out with, it's going to help this family. You can text the word WISHES23 to 26989, WISHES23 to 26989, or you can call us 508-994-1071.
You're dealing with this is a Fairhaven family here. This is one of the boys goes to Bristol Aggie. Dan, the dad, works as the custodian at Bishop Stang. This is a military family. Like you said, a lot going on here. It is Holiday Wish Week. Let's help the Shagdens today. 508-994-1071 or text WISHES23 to the number 26989. Fun 107. Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. It's Holiday Wish Week. Day number 3. The Shagdens up this morning, and we're trying to help out this Fairhaven family. They've got 7 kids. 2 of them are in the military. They will not be home for Christmas, unfortunately. They're going to be tied up serving our country and keeping you safe. We've got this Fairhaven family who the dad, Dan, he is the custodian at Bishop Stang and suffered the weirdest accident that I've heard in a long time. Walking the dog one night, and right in the corner where the high school is in Fairhaven, walking the dog one night, falls in a manhole and just destroys his legs. So his legs get pins in them and everything. He really couldn't take much time off from Bishop Stang because he had already taken so much time to care for his wife, who's had a catalog of issues: heart issue, kidney stones, stroke. I mean, lots of different surgeries and things like this. So, he was the caretaker for her. Then he had his accident. And so, nobody was able to work or, just
She said
crazy.
She said it perfectly. She said it just feels like we're never able to get ahead.
Yeah.
And that is just the worst feeling ever. It's like, they nursed her back to health, and then, okay, now we need to nurse dad back to health. Okay, now we need to make sure all 5 kids are okay. How are my 2 kids overseas doing? I can't imagine where Anne-Marie's brain is on a daily basis.
Well, we're trying to help them out here. And if you want to make a donation to this family to help they've got 3 young girls. They can get some clothes or gifts for Christmas. I know they've got that 16-year-old who goes to Bishop Aggie. He goes to Bristol Aggie. Yeah. And he's looking for some driver's ed lessons. And, I think you had said that Dan could really use some work boots.
Dan could use some work boots. He works at Bishop Stang as the custodian. I believe he has another job as well.
I think he might be a bus driver there
as well. And a bus driver, yeah. So he could use some sturdy shoes. And as far as Anne-Marie is concerned, I think she just needs a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with 7 kids, that'll do, for anybody. Our number is 508-994-1071. We also have a text to give line. You can text the word WISHES23 to the number 26989. And we've got a call here. Good morning, Fun 107.
Good morning, Michael. This is Nelson over at Martin's Driving School. How are you?
Hi, Nelson. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, as good as we can be. We're trying to make a difference this holiday season.
I hear you. So I'm calling because we had heard about one of the kids from that gentleman from Fairhaven the child would like to get his driver's license, and we would like to donate a driver's ed program, donate the whole program to him so he can go ahead and get started to do his driver's ed, to get his license.
That is awesome. That is all he wants.
Yep, he's wanted to get his license, but the family's just in a financial hole right now, and that's just not an option right now to go and spend that money on driver's ed. So he's just been having to wait. Now he doesn't have to wait anymore.
Exactly. So, we will pay for his driver's ed program, and, so he can at least get a vehicle so he can start his life on the right foot.
That is awesome, Nelson. That's great. So Martin Driving School coming to the plate, and they're going to, it's like giving a scholarship for the driver's ed. That's awesome.
Yep, anything that we can do to help.
Well, you're helping big time this morning.
And would you please pass along our thanks to Helena as well?
I sure will. Thank you so much, and wish everybody a happy and safe holiday.
You too. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Dan, if you're listening, you're going to driver's ed, buddy. That's so exciting.
Our number is 508-994-1071 to make a donation to the Shagnon family in Fairhaven. You can also text the word WISHES23 to the number 26989. Holiday Wish Week on Fun 107. It is 6:55 and a 90-second news update now with Phil.
No excuse. That's what Senator Mark Montigny says about a wind company turning the water off the south end of New Bedford into a temporary test site for a wind turbine. It's not the work itself he has a problem with, but the lack of public notice before the work began. That testing of a turbine prototype caused a stir Monday. With a lack of public knowledge about it, rumors ran wild. Now the company behind it, T Omega Wind, has agreed to host a meeting with the public Thursday, 6 p.m. at the wastewater treatment facility in the South End. A longtime shopping plaza in Fall River isn't in line for the wrecking ball after all, at least not at the moment. Boardwalk Crossing off President Avenue was slated to be the site of a new apartment complex and retail, but current business tenants say they received notice that the owners have decided not to sell. The property is next door to the new commuter rail station and a district awaiting some big development. The famous Almax Diner sits at the entrance to the site. Younger voters could be less likely to vote in 2024. A new poll from Harvard University's Institute of Politics shows that of respondents between 18 and 29 who voted in the 2020 election, just under 50% said they would definitely vote in the next presidential election. Another 17% said they'll probably vote, and nearly 2 in 3 of the same age group said they definitely voted in the 2020 presidential election. The IOP's polling director said the good news is there's still time to appeal to Gen Z and young millennials to get them to vote next year. Studies show that owning a cat could double your chances of schizophrenia. Australian researchers looked at the results of 17 studies in 11 countries over 44 years and found people who were around cats before age 25 had twice as much chance of developing the mental disorder. The scientists think it's because of a parasite found in cats, which can enter the body and affect the brain. And a Christmas tree shortage is being felt with less than 3 weeks until the holiday. While there are many factors involved, the biggest seems to be that people just aren't tree farming like they used to. More and more farmers are retiring, and fewer people are taking up the trade to keep the Christmas tree business thriving. Experts say the cost of a real Christmas tree is up about 10% this year, ranging on average between $80 and $100. In sports, the Boston Bruins play the Buffalo Sabres at TD Garden on Thursday, and the Patriots head to Pittsburgh Thursday to play the Steelers. We'll check traffic and weather next. From the Charred Oak Tavern Newsroom, I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie. First snowfall of the season. Not going to be sticking, says Kelly Bates from the ABC6 Weather Center. It is Holiday Wish Week, and today we are spotlighting the Shagnon family. They are from Fairhaven. They've got 7 kids. 2 of them are grown up, in the military now, but they do still have 5 kids in the house still. Samuel, 19. Nate, who's 16 years old, goes to Bristol Aggie. Grace is 12. Evangeline is 10. Annabelle is 8. And this family is not only had a host of health issues for mom, including stroke, heart problems,
Kidney stones,
surgeries, all that. And so Dad's like really stepping in. He's the custodian over at Bishop Stang and really caring for the whole family. And then he has this freak accident on the corner of Main Street and Route 6 in Fairhaven. And here is Anne Marie talking about Dan's accident.
He fell in a manhole while walking our dog right before last Christmas. Literally fell in, like cartoon, walking the dog, the thing flipped up. He fell into it. It fell on his legs. He got stuck. A car came around the corner and saw our dog and stopped. And they thought he was looking for change in the gutter originally. And he was like, no, I'm actually stuck. And so they helped him get out. They had to call an ambulance. They had to call the police to remove him from this. And he went to the hospital and spent the night in the hospital. I had no idea what was going on, but my son was up and saw the lights and was like, I'm just going to go see what's going on. It was his dad. It was right around the corner from our house. But Fairhaven has a policy that it's a $5,000 stipend. That's as high as you can go for personal injury in Fairhaven. So it wouldn't even cover the medical bills for the night that he got taken in the ambulance and everything else. And then so there's nothing we could do about it. He missed.
So what street did this happen on?
Main and Route 6. So,
wow. So right by the high school.
Yep, right by the high school, right where that big brick building is. He was right there. So we called DPW and they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And they came and put a cone on it.
So your husband works for a high school, right?
He does. He works for Stang. He's a custodian.
And so obviously this has probably sent him back there. Has he been able to get back to work yet?
So he was back to work pretty quickly. He didn't have a choice. That really wasn't much of an option as far as he didn't have extra time off because he had just taken time off for me. I had heart surgery last year, and then I had a spleen aneurysm surgery, and then I had what we call Big Bertha, my giant kidney stone. It was 18 millimeters in my left kidney. It was a fun year. We definitely had our challenges.
What do the kids at Stang know him as? What do they call him?
I don't know. I guess Mr. Shagnon. He's pretty specific about that. He's toes the line of respect at all times. My husband's really old fashioned, very much even the kids' friends all call him Mr. Shagnon.
And you have some kids at home, right?
We have 5 kids at home still. So we have a 19-year-old Sam who is on the autism spectrum. We have a 16-year-old at Bristol Aggie. And then we have the 3 girls who are 12, 10, and 8. Wow. It's insanity. I don't recommend it for the general population. It is not something for the faint of heart, but it is truly what I was meant to do. We have 7 total. We have 2 children in the military that are away from home. So,
is it hard to remember who ate?
No, because I just feed them all at the same time. And there's just there's always dishes. Someone's always missing a shoe, and there's never matched socks. That's just kind of it's a lot.
The holidays are here. What is a couple things that you could use some help with to make the holidays a little brighter?
We do things simple. We literally keep things simple because we've been so poor before. We make it work. So our kids only get 3 gifts each for Christmas. They get something they want, something they need, and something to share. So gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And that's been our policy since our kids were little. Keep it simple and there's no expectations.
So you shared a couple of your medical stories.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
There's one in particular. You recently had a stroke.
I did. I had a stroke in 2019.
How has that affected your family or just how you go through life?
Sorry.
No, take your time.
It's one of those things that kind of infiltrates everything because you really take for granted the stuff you can just do. Your everyday things. You don't think about putting your pants on in the morning. You don't think about tying your shoes. You don't think about the motor skills that you need to get in and out of the bathtub. I do a lot of compensating, but I'm exhausted quite quickly because it takes a lot to power this half of my body that doesn't necessarily want to do what it's supposed to do. Things as simple as walking up the stairs take extra energy just because I don't have the power in that leg. We're really lucky that we've got really great kids, and my husband and I are strong together. I'm sure other people who need this more than we do.
What's amazing about Holiday Wish is that we come across so many families, and typically these families say what you say. There's other families that are more deserving, but
We're here to tell you that your guardian angels or whoever it is wants to help you this holiday. And I think if it's okay with you, Mom, we're going to try and get them more than 3 gifts this year. Your kids.
That'll be an interesting prospect for them. They've literally never had more than 3 gifts. They know we don't have a lot of money, so they don't have a lot of expectations.
Maddie, how many times have we heard this year and over the years, there are other families that need this more than we do, and there's just it
almost
just baffles me.
Yeah, it's incredible, the spirit of these families, and just they rely on the love that they have for each other. And I think when you're just used to a certain way of life, that's all you know. And it's so awe-inspiring to see them say, well, I think somebody else could use it. Like, no, we're helping you. Okay? We're going to help you.
So can we help this family? Can you imagine, moms, think about this. How many kids do you have? Imagine having 7 kids, going through all the health problems that Anne Marie has gone through, stroke, the heart, the kidney, the spleen. And then your husband, who's, able to work and, able to care for you when he's not working, falls in the manhole. I mean, it's almost symbolic. Like, really, what else? It's like Job-like. What else are you going to deal us here? And they keep plugging on. And she was saying, when we just keep falling more and more behind on our bills, and they're not even sure how they're going to get their kids those 3 presents that they talked about this year. So let's help them with this. A couple different ways you can donate this morning. You can text the word WISHES23 to the number 26989. And a big thanks to Susie in New Bedford for her $5 donation. And they don't have to be these big, huge donations. What's nice about doing this on the radio is that thousands and thousands of people are listening. And if everybody just gave a couple bucks, they're going to be good.
They're going to be good to go. They're going to have such a nice holiday.
But, we don't get upset by bigger ones either.
Exactly.
Like Aaron Pools and Spas coming every day with $1,000. There's nothing wrong with that either.
But, like the big ones are great, but honestly, $1, $5, $10.
What I love seeing is the kids, texting in and giving. It's a great lesson for your children to learn about giving, especially this time of year, and giving to other children that may not have what they have. If you want to do that, the number to text is 26989, and then just text the word WISHES23, 26989, WISHES23, or call us, 508-994-1071. Got one coming in here now. Good morning. You're on with Holiday Wish Week on Fun 107.
Good morning. Hi, this is Lindsay. I'm calling from Used Tire Warehouse in Wareham. I was listening to you guys on the radio here in the shop, and I was hearing this story, and I would really like to do something to help out.
Oh, that's awesome. What were you thinking?
We would like to donate $500 cash to the family to help them pay for their medical expenses or bills or whatever it is that they need. We would just like to help them make their holiday a little bit brighter.
That's amazing. I mean, the options are endless for what they could do with this money, so this is great.
Yeah, we love to help when we can, and it sounds like this family's been through a lot over the last few years. They have a big family, and they have a lot going on, so we are hoping that this little bit can help them.
That's great, Lindsay. Really appreciate it. Tell Aaron we said thank you as well.
I will. Thank you so much.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Love it. What a great start here. Can we keep this going?
Let's do it.
508-994-1071. Again, it does not have to be a $500 donation, but we don't mind them either. Call us at 508-994-1071 or text the word WISHES23 to the number 26989. Let's help the Shagnans in Fairhaven this morning. Holiday Wish Week, Fun 107. It is Holiday Wish Week, and a big thank you to our friends at Colonial Drywall. They've donated $500 to every family this week for Holiday Wish Week, so that is outstanding. Also, Caesar just dropping off $500. He wants $100 donated to each family this week, so we've got you, Caesar. Thank you so much for that. People texting in on our text to give lines. You can text the word WISHES23 to the number 26989.
Shout out to Denise from Dighton. She actually donated yesterday, and she's donating again today, $25. So amazing, Denise. Felicia chiming in with $5. Thank you, Felicia.
Everybody's trying to raise money for this Fairhaven family this morning. So this is a Fairhaven family with 7 kids. 2 of them are in the military. They're grown and flown, but still 5 little ones. Their names, Maddie, do you have them right there in front of you?
I do. So let's see here.
19-year-old Samuel.
19-year-old Samuel. We also have Tyler, who's 28. He's in the Army. 25-year-old AJ is in the Air Force. 19-year-old Samuel. 16-year-old Nate. 12-year-old Grace. 10-year-old Evangeline, a.k.a. Evie. And 8-year-old Annabelle.
And leading the family is Dan, who is the custodian at Bishop Stang, who had a disastrous freak accident within this past year where he fell in a manhole in Fairhaven, right by Fairhaven High School, and had to get pins put in his legs so he couldn't work for a minute. And then a host of health problems for Anne Marie, the mom. So 7 kids, and you've got a lot of health problems going on with a spleen issue, heart issues, had the stroke, all of this. And we asked her about that stroke that she had recently.
I had a stroke in 2019.
How has that affected your family or just how you go through life?
It's one of those things that kind of like infiltrates everything because you really take for granted the stuff you can just do. Like your everyday things. Like you don't think about putting your pants on in the morning. You don't think about tying your shoes.
What is a couple of things that you could use some help with to make the holidays a little brighter?
We do things simple. Like we literally keep things simple because we've been so poor before, like that we make it work. So like our kids only get 3 gifts each for Christmas. There were years where they just got like a toothbrush for their need. We just can't seem to get ahead. We're really lucky that we've got really great kids and my husband and I are strong together. And so I think that makes a big difference because it was never really an option of we're not going to do this. It's just, okay, what concessions do we make now? They're growing really fast and we've only got so many Christmases left with them. I would give anything to have more Christmases with them, little, where I could just spoil the crap out of them. So I guess, one Christmas that doesn't fit our 3 gifts wouldn't be the end of the world.
So we're looking to get these kids not only the 3 gifts that they're used to getting, because, there hasn't been a lot of ability to work over this past year for these 2. So, they might have to adjust even that 3 gift situation. But we want to go beyond that.
We do. And for the little girls, they are 12, 10, and 8. Annabelle loves outer space. Evie loves books. Grace loves fashion. So, and they all could use some clothes. So if you have it in your heart or you're able to maybe check off some items on their Christmas wish list, or you can always text the word wishes23 to the number
26989.
26989. So wishes23 to 26989. Or you can call us 508-994-1071. Holiday Wish Week with Fun 107.
Good morning.
Hi, it's Melanie from First Citizens. How are you guys?
Hey, Melanie. How you doing today?
We're doing great. We have been listening, and we're all so touched by this family's story. So we wanted to call and tell you guys we wanted to make a contribution of $500 to help support them and hopefully make the holidays a little brighter.
That is so nice. Oh, my goodness. $500. That's going to go a long way.
Yeah, we hope so. We love to do these kind of things and, help support the individuals and the families that make our community.
Yeah, that's definitely something First Citizens, I think, is known for. Like, you guys are always getting involved in different charities and causes and all those things.
Yeah, thank you for noticing. Yeah, that's what we love to do. It's what we strive to do. And we definitely encourage others in the community to help support this family, whether it's monetary or donating gifts, or even just sending well wishes. A little positivity goes a long way.
Well, I think this will certainly get the people going and texting in and calling in. Melanie from First Citizens, thank you so much for your generosity this morning.
Of course. course. Thank you. And thank you guys for all that you do.
And also on behalf of the Shagnon family, Dan and everybody over there, thank you so much. Melanie from First Citizens Federal Credit Union, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
The text to give number is WISHES23. You want to text WISHES23 to the number 26989. And it does not have to be a $500 donation at all.
No. Take it from Denise from Dighton, giving $25. Felicia giving $5. I mean, these types of donations add up, and it's going to make a difference.
Our number is 508-994-1071. You're listening to Holiday Wish Week on Fun 106. It is day 3. We introduced you this morning to the Shagnon family from Fairhaven, and at times they must feel like, geez, man, what do we keep getting dealt this terrible deck for? Because they've had so many health issues and this weird freak accident that Dan, the dad, Dan Shagnon, who's the custodian over at Bishop Stang, fell in a manhole. Like, have you ever heard of anybody falling in a manhole?
And it's Anne-Marie said it perfectly of how it was like a cartoon, like just boom, gone into the manhole. And he suffered some very serious injuries.
But lots of just random health issues.
I would give anything to have more Christmases with them, little, where I could just spoil the crap out of them. So I guess, one Christmas that doesn't fit our 3 gifts wouldn't be the end of the world.
So they got 7 kids. 2 of them are in the military and they're away and they're not going to be able to come home for Christmas. That's just, the way that life is. But they do have 5 kids still in the house. And Anne-Marie was saying that usually they each get 3 presents. Something they want, something they need, and something they share.
Mm-hmm.
And that's modeled after gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And she said that they're not 100% sure they're going to be able to do something like that this year because of all of the health issues, and they just haven't been able to work the way they usually have.
And here's the thing. 7 kids, that's a lot. But there's also layers to that. Samuel, who's 19, he's on the spectrum. So that comes with its own challenges. Then you have 16-year-old Nate, who has a sleeping disorder. He has hypersomnia. So that's very stressful. And then one of the daughters has bumps on their collarbone, and they're not sure what it is. So, that's a lot of doctor's visits going on, trying to get down to the bottom of it. And the 3 little girls are homeschooled because it just makes sense because of everything that's going on in their lives to kind of control everything and just keep everybody together. And so, 7 kids are a lot, but there's even more to it with the constant doctor's visits, and then mom suffering that stroke in 2019, everybody rallying around her, and then
the spleen surgery,
this freak accident with dad, and like she said, it just feels like they can never catch up ever. So we're gonna try and help them catch up.
You can text to give really any amount, literally any amount. We've had $5 donations. We've had donations with hundreds of dollars. But all you have to do, it's very, very easy to do. You just text the one word, WISHES23, to the number 26989. So WISHES23 to the number 26989.
You can also call 508-994-1071. Holiday Wish Week.
Good morning. You're on Holiday Wish Week. Good morning.
This is Dr. Maria from Bright Tens of Dartmouth. I heard about you guys are looking for some funds for families in need this Christmas.
Yes, and this morning we're raising money for the Shagnon family in Fairhaven.
Oh, wow. So that sounds like pretty devastating. From our end, we are going to donate $500 for this family. And so, they can buy some gift for their kids during this Christmas. And then I hope they can enjoy this support. And it's, from the bottom of our hearts, we feel what it is, having 7 kids and being in these conditions.
I know they're listening right now, Dr. Maria. So, anything you want to say to them? They're listening right now. If you wanted to send them a little message of hope.
Yes, so we are very, very, very pleased to donate this amount for them, and we really hope that this Christmas can be a really enjoyable moment for them. and their kids. Hopefully things can get better, and do not hesitate if they need any help. We're happy to help for the community of New Bedford, Fairhaven, Fall River, Dartmouth. We are located in North Dartmouth, and that's what we're here for. We're here for help.
All right, Bright Dents in Dartmouth coming through with a $500 donation. So incredible. Dr. Maria, thank you so much for your generosity this morning.
Happy holidays. Thank you, guys.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. The number again, 508-994-1071. Thank you, Dr. Maria, for that gift of $500 from Bright Dents.
Hey, guess what, guys? Just got a text in from Mike, the pool guy from New Bedford.
Mike A., the pool guy.
Hey, Mike.
He has donated $50.
All
$50
right.
to the family. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's keep this ball rolling. Let's keep helping out this family. It's Holiday Wish Week here on Fun 107.
Fun 107, Michael and Maddie, and Usher right there with Good. He, of course, will be doing the Super Bowl halftime show
That's
coming
going to be
up.
good.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it's funny. He's been around for so long that it's like, you think he's just older than he is. He's 40-something, right?
Well, that's the ideal Super Bowl halftime show.
I guess that's true, to span the generations.
Yeah.
It's Michael and Maddie. We're doing our Holiday Wish Week today, and if there's something you'd like to donate to the Shagnon family, we're trying to help them out with some Christmas presents for the kids, 7 kids. And then they've got Dan, who works at Bishop Stang as a custodian, and Anne-Marie, who's had just a ton of health issues. So they could sure use some help with the bills and things like that. So you can make a donation by texting the word WISHES23 to the number 26989 or calling us at 508-994-1071. So a Massachusetts town has been named one of the most Christmassy places in America.
Oh, okay. Now my head's turning. I'm like, which one is it?
So I think, first of all, before we even go any further, New Bedford and Fall River, I think, both do an outstanding job of being Christmassy. Like, you go to downtown New Bedford, you see, like, the light posts all wrapped in lights.
Mm-hmm.
They really get into the Christmas spirit downtown. You've got Klasky Common Park. In Fall River, you've got the Children's Holiday Parade. They've been doing that for like 40 years. Like, I think they're good with the level of Christmas vibes that you get on the South Coast.
But is it the most Christmassy?
It is not.
Mm-mm.
As a matter of fact, there's only one Massachusetts town in the top 75.
Is it Plymouth?
No,
I almost
that's
said that.
Thanksgiving-y.
Oh, that's true.
Is it Kava?
It's not Carver.
Hmm.
There's one particular. You know what?
All right. Is it South Coast or no?
No.
Okay, so it's not South Coast.
It's Western Mass.
Is
Oh.
it Agawam?
No, it's
It's the only place I know. Springfield?
I was gonna say Springfield.
No. You know what? I don't want to. It's something to better see than hear.
Okay.
So put the article up on fun107.com.
You dirty dog.
No, I'm telling you, when you see it, you're going to be like, of course. Up on fun107.com.
You're really not gonna tell us?
You want me to tell you?
I mean, kinda.
I'll tell you. It's Stockbridge.
What is
Where is
Stockbridge?
Stockbridge?
It's way deep out in Western Mass. And the thing is, if the town looks like something that Norman Rockwell painted, because that's exactly what it is. Norman Rockwell, from the town of Stockbridge, he's actually buried there, but he painted the main street in Stockbridge. It's a very famous painting, and it looks and feels just like Christmas.
Okay. Oh, look at
It is
that.
The most Christmassy town in New England,
In New England? I don't
Yes.
know about that.
according to this poll that they
I'm
did.
calling bluff. That is really nice, though.
Pretty good. So it's really not that far away. So if you're looking for a little, December afternoon ride or something like
If
that,
you're looking to just dive head first into a Norman Rockwell painting, head over to
you
this
just
town.
walk around and feel like you're walking around Christmas 1955.
Why is it that Western Mass feels like miles and miles away? Like, it's like, what, 2.5 to 3 hours, right, to get there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. And it's nothing but woods and Six Flags. That's all you get in Western Mass. So at least now this kind of attributes to what
you-
Western Mass can, provide.
go walk around a Norman Rockwell painting. Read about it, too. It's up on fun107.com. Take a look.